Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Thursday. I am so excited to share the release of a new product with you from Paula's Choice. So many of you have tagged me on Instagram, have sent me emails, commented on recent videos about the release of this new product. Yes, I am aware of it. I actually have it. It's the brand new Paula's Choice Niacinamide 20% treatment. So from time to time, Paula's Choice is kind enough to send me some PR, usually when a new product is released. If you have been with my channel for any amount of time, you know that I've been talking about Paula's Choice for years. I originally fell in love with the BHA 9, which helped to clear the blackheads off my face, finally. And then I got into more of their exfoliants and some of the other treatments. And then when she came out with the 10% niacinamide booster, which you have also heard me talk about for years, I absolutely fell in love with this product as well. And this and the BHA 9, I think, have been the biggest game changers for me personally from Paula's Choice in terms of products. So when they reached out about a year ago and asked to send me some PR for the very first time, I had a total fangirl moment because I think Paula's Choice is an amazing skincare line. Their products are fragrance-free, they are not tested on animals, and they do a lot of research into their formulations. And for me, a lot of their products that have been geared towards congested skin, oily skin, aging skin, those products have all worked so incredibly well for me. Now, obviously, I'd like to try a lot of different things, but there are some things that I always go back to Paula's Choice for because the products just work incredibly well, and I think they're priced at a fair price point. I would consider them kind of mid-range. Not crazy expensive, but probably out of some people's budgets, and I totally get that. There are less expensive options out there. For me, I am someone who is a skincare splurger, so if I really want something, I'm personally willing to save up for it so that I can purchase that product. And if it works for me, I am more than happy to continue to pay the money for that particular product. So anyway, let's get into this new release here. I'm so excited. I got this in the mail last Saturday, and that night was the very first night that I used it. I am recording this on Wednesday, so I've only been using it for a few days now, but I've already noticed one key difference in my skin, and I will get into that. But just know, any skincare item that you start using is going to take time to work. You cannot use a product for a week and then say, it's not doing anything for me. You may not like the texture of it, or it may be breaking you out, or it may be irritating your skin, and that's one thing. But if you're not seeing results within a week, you gotta stick with it. Give a product at least a minimum of 6 to 8 weeks. If after that point it's not doing anything for you, then you know that product is a dud. But give it some time. So just know, for me, I cannot give you any definitive results on whether this is better than the 10% quite yet, but I'm gonna be using this consistently, and you guys know that I will report back and let you know the progress that I make using the 20% treatment. So, and we'll talk about the difference between the two and what you should invest in based on what your skin type is. So, I'm going to go ahead and just read a little bit off of the Paula's Choice website. I will link this down below for you in the description box, so go read up about this yourself. The size that you are getting here is 20 mils or 0.67 fluid ounces. It does retail for $48, and right now, because this is a new product, none of the sales that are currently happening, you can't use those discounts on the newer products. That is a little bit of a bummer. I wish that Paula's Choice would allow you to use coupons on the newer products, but I get it. I do think that I would love for this to be a full ounce for the price point, but here's the thing. you use very little. I'm talking a couple of drops basically does my entire face. So you're gonna have this product for a number of months. Like, yes, it's an upfront investment of $48, but you'll have it for a number of months. So they say that the highly concentrated niacinamide serum effectively tightens and minimizes the look of sagging pores, rough bumps caused by age or sun damage. So they say that this innovative serum is the first ever to contain niacinamide at a safe, effective 20% concentration. And I don't think that I have heard anything above 10%, at least over the counter or readily available myself either. 10% has always been the highest concentration that I've seen from other brands like Good Molecules and The Ordinary. And for those of you that always ask me what I think about The Ordinary's 10% niacinamide, I hated it. It made me break out like crazy. I had whiteheads all over my face. I didn't like the texture of it. I felt it was super tacky and sticky on the skin. Didn't like it. Off it went. The Good Molecules, I think was better in terms of texture, and that didn't make me break out, but it did not compare to the 10% from Paula's Choice at all. So let's just get that out of the way. This advanced level is complemented by purslane and acetylglucosamine, steadily smooths out rough orange peel texture and tenacious bumps. So I know some of you are going to ask me, do I think that this will address sebaceous hyperplasia? I don't know. I can tell you that the 10% niacinamide helped to, I don't want to say smooth out because it didn't. It made my sebaceous hyperplasia seem a little bit smaller over time, but it never got rid of them. I don't know that the 20% would get rid of them either. The way that I treated my sebaceous hyperplasia was I went to my friend Penny, who's an esthetician. You guys know her from Penn Smith Skincare, and she used the plasma pen to get rid of the sebaceous hyperplasia that I had on my face. They have not come back, for those of you that are wondering. I have had a couple of new ones pop up in different areas, and so I'll be going back to Penny to have those treated. But I certainly will keep an, I don't know when I'm going to go back. It might be a month or two from now. So I'll certainly keep an eye on the new ones and see if this 20% is having an impact on those. But they are very small sebaceous hyperplasia. So, we'll see. We'll see. But I'm not gonna tell you guys one way or the other because I don't know that anything other than an esthetician intervention or dermatological intervention really makes them go away altogether. So yeah, go see your dermatologist, go see an esthetician, maybe talk to them about a plasma pen if you are really struggling with the sebaceous hyperplasia. So niacinamide, which is vitamin B3, is a smart multifaceted ingredient that uniquely penetrates the skin's surface to help improve the look of sagging, stretched pores. Yes. That was the biggest impact for me with the 10% niacinamide. Huge difference, huge before and after. It normalizes pore function and protects from further stretching when exposed to damaging UV light for a dramatically smoother, younger looking complexion. So if you are someone who deals with a lot of sun damage, so if you have that orange peel texture to your skin, if you have those enlarged pores, whether that is from sun damage, whether it's from having blackheads your entire life, the niacinamide really is the best ingredient to help reduce the look of your pores more than any other ingredient that I have personally used. This has been the biggest game changer. So to use this, you basically use a couple of drops. You can use it morning and night. I would say if you are brand new to niacinamide, if you've never used it before, and you have a drier or more sensitive skin type, you should not start with twice a day. This can cause some initial drying. And I did notice for the first 2 nights that my skin was just a little bit drier than normal. That is not an issue that I ever have with the 10%, but my skin is very acclimated to this as well. But this was definitely a step up. So if you are dry, ease your way into this. Maybe start with every other day. For me, I just kind of went through the first couple days and used some extra moisturizer, and my skin is fine now. Like, here it is Wednesday and I started Saturday and it's fine now. That dryness is completely gone. But I've also been hydrating really well. So twice a day, if your skin can handle it, and you can apply this underneath your makeup. It does have a different texture. This is slightly more, I would say, gel-like. You can see that this is not going to run the way that the niacinamide does. So it does run, but it's thicker. It has a slight gel-like texture. It's got a little bit of a slip to it, and we'll talk about ingredients here in a second. There's a reason for that slip, but it spreads very easily. I put it all over my face. I avoid my under eye area because I don't need it there, but everywhere on my face. And because of how thin this product is, this goes in at towards the beginning of my routine. So cleanser, toner, exfoliator, treatment, moisturizer, oil. So that's how it works in my routine. If you are using this during the day, you should wear SPF no matter what. But definitely, if you're going to spend the money on a product like this, you should protect your skin from the sun. Wear an SPF of 30 or higher. You guys know what my holy grail is, and it's also from Paula's Choice, and this one purchased myself. This one was not PR. The Resist Super Light Daily Wrinkle Defense is the best fit for my oily skin type. So that's what works well for me. It's also tinted. Just got just a little bit of a tint. It works really well with my powder foundation. Really good stuff. So let's talk a little bit about the ingredients here. And I do have this, again, pulled up on the website, so go read up. They also have their research linked, so look into that. So the first ingredient is water. The very second ingredient is niacinamide. So it's very high up. It's obviously in a 20% concentration. There is a pentylene glycol in here, which is a texture enhancer. There's also glycerin. There is butylene glycol, which is where you're getting that slip. It also provides some hydration. It has acetylglucosamine, which is a skin replenisher. It has a vitamin C in the form of ascorbyl glucoside. Licorice extract is in here, meadowsweet extract. There is purslane extract in here, which is an antioxidant. There's also camellia in here, which is an antioxidant. Green tea, there's allantoin. There is panthenol in here. The ingredients are very clearly listed, and the great thing about Paula's Choice is they also tell you what these ingredients are or what they do. So if you've never read up on the ingredients in a lot of these Paula's Choice formulations, they're actually kind of interesting to read through because they'll tell you exactly why they included something in the formulation. So overall, I'm just going to tell you guys, as of right now, the main thing that I have noticed just in the last few days is that my skin is not oily at all at the end of the day. And that's a huge difference. And that only changed after starting to use this. So I think this is actually helping to slow my oil production. The niacinamide never really had an effect on the oiliness level of my skin. And when I say I have oily skin, I mean I have very oily skin. I'm 41 years old, but it's like I'm a 17-year-old boy. Like, it just cranks out oil like it's going out of style. It's great because I don't get as many wrinkles as a drier skin type would, but it's super frustrating to deal with because at the end of the day, I feel like I have to like mop my face up. Like, I can get really shiny. Since starting this, I have not once not once in the last few days blotted my face. For that reason alone, this is my new baby. That being said, my 10% niacinamide booster is not going anywhere anytime soon because a while ago when they changed the packaging, you'll notice this is the older packaging, I bought a bunch of these when they were on sale because I love this product that much. So I have quite a few backups. I'm going to continue to use this. What my game plan is going forward is just during the next 6 to 8 weeks while I'm testing this before I do kind of my final review for you guys. I'm gonna be using this morning and night. I'm gonna start using this on my neck. I've never used niacinamide on my neck, but as you guys know, one of my New Year's resolutions this year was to start treating this area here because I've ignored it like I think most women do. And I don't want to be one of those women that has a really great face at like 65, 70, and then my neck looks like it belongs to a 90-year-old. So this should all be treated with all of the things that you're using. So I'm going to start using this on my neck, seeing what it can do there. And then once I'm done with the testing period for this, I think what I'm gonna do is use the treatment at night and use the 10% booster during the day. I love what niacinamide has done for my skin. I think it is one of the most underrated ingredients. I hear a lot of people talking about AHAs, even BHAs, talking about retinoids or tretinoin, and those are all amazing ingredients. But for me, the biggest game changer for my pores and now the oiliness level of my skin is niacinamide, and specifically the 20% to control my oil. I don't know how it's doing it, but I am not complaining about it. My skin and it doesn't feel dry. Like, that's the thing. It's not like tight or dried out, even though I had those first couple days of like just a little bit of dryness. I still hydrate the heck out of my face every single night. I'm big on using moisturizers despite my oily skin. I also use squalane oil, but it is controlling my oil, and I am in love with it for that reason. So even if it does nothing else for like the texture of my skin, just for controlling the oil, this is a big fat winner. So anyway, I don't have anything other than that to tell you quite yet, but per usual, in about 6 to 8 weeks, I will be back. I will do an in-depth review on what I've noticed in my skin during that time frame. And yeah, so if you're not subscribed, subscribe. So that video will pop up in your subscription feed when the time comes. Let me know if you ordered this. Are you as excited about it as I am? Yeah, let me know your thoughts on the 20%. Let me know if you have used this in the past. By the way, if you are just starting out and you have a drier, more sensitive skin type, I would really probably recommend starting here rather than jumping straight into this. I think this is probably gonna be a little bit too strong for you. Maybe start out with the 10% niacinamide, give that a whirl, and see how that goes for you. But there you guys go. Let me know if you have any questions. I will put the link for the product in the description box. I will see you guys tomorrow for Friday Favorites and Flops. Take care. Bye.